of the car apart and starting the restoration process on it. Hey, I'm Jason, the foreman at our new body shop, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the 58 Impala we got here. This car came in with a little bit of lacquer checking on the hood. Old paint starts to shrink and crack, so we're just going to sand it down to bare metal and refinish it. It's harder to match the paint. So when we get an old car in like this, that if you look at this car, there's a pretty good chance that it's probably been repainted before because it's in really nice shape. We might not know what the color code is for it. So we'll take our PPG Digimatch camera. We'll buff an area on the paint so we have good clean paint, and we'll take a reading, and then that'll give us a formula to get us close to the paint color. And then we will start doing spray out cards. So this one you can see was the first one that we sprayed out, and it's pretty close, but it's not a perfect match. So then we will just start shading the paint, changing the toners, adding or subtracting until we end up with a nice color match.
So like, let's say I already know what the paint code of this is. If I just go buy a bucket of that exact paint, would it still match?
No, just because it depends on how much the paint's been in the sun, how someone's taking care of it. It's just going to age differently. So we've also got a 78 Firebird over here, and that was a pretty similar old, faded, neglected paint. So we just prepped the whole entire thing and repainted the whole works.
Is that the original color that came with it?
Yep, that's the original color, light blue metallic.
Doing a full car like that from start to finish, primer and all, how long does it normally take?
That one we have about 115 hours into so far. This is a 1970 Olds 442, and our service shop has already started working on this one. They pulled the engine and rebuilt it, added a front accessory drive on it, and while the engine was out, we pressure washed the bottom side and the frame and put a fresh coat of paint on that. So now got the front end disassembled and body worked and in primer. Shortly we'll be taking the rest of the car apart and starting the restoration process on it.
So for a car like this, is it easier to paint it in pieces, or?
If you paint it in pieces, you'll have less tape lines, so you'll get a better quality paint job. All right, so now we're gonna take a look at the newest addition to our shop, our GFS Ultra Paint booth, state-of-the-art, latest technology paint booth. Let's go take a look inside. So this is a semi-downdraft paint booth with heated air makeup unit. So that means that the air is forced in through this set of filters here, comes down and is drawn over what you're painting and gets sucked out through the filters in both corners of the booth up front here. And the heated air makeup unit means that, you know, we live in Minnesota, so in the winter, this can suck air from outside at 20 degrees below zero and heat it up to whatever we want to set our inside temperature at. So normally it's around 70 to 75 degrees. And after we get done painting and clear coating, we can put it in bake cycle and it'll heat up to 140 degrees in here.
And do you have to wear full protective gear in here?
Yep. Fresh air respirator, paint suit, gloves. So these are parts for the 70 Oldsmobile 442 project we're working on. These were stripped down, they were body worked, and then we put a good coat of epoxy primer first. So it's a good base to start with because it sticks to anything and anything sticks to it. and it's extremely good at corrosion protection.
Are you going to repaint it back to the green it was, or what color are you going with?
Yep, we're going back to the factory green color.
And you're going to use that the camera that detects colors again?
So probably not, because we're going to be doing a complete paint job on that. So we're not trying to match an existing panel. So if we're doing a complete paint job, we can just use the factory formula and mix up a full batch of paint. So this is our state-of-the-art PPG Deltron NXT mixing system. So we have a full rack of all the toners and pearls and everything it takes to make any color you want, pretty much. So it's all computerized. So up on the screen here, this is a touch screen. This is actually the formula of the paint that we are using on the 58 Impala out there. So it'll tell you how many parts of every different color toner that you need to put in there, make the paint.
Pretty much, it'll find something close enough every time.
It gets you pretty close, and then you have to just rely on experience to tint the paint to match.
So there is a human aspect on top of the PPG part.
If you're trying to match existing paint, yes.
How much experience of painting do you have?
Oh, probably about pretty close to 20 years. So this has been a look at our new body shop. If you have any paint or bodywork needs, go ahead and contact us through our website at uniqueclassiccars.com or give us a phone call. Thanks. Hello?